Today we're looking at Quirion Trailblazer by Rebecca Guay. Hello Internet, welcome to the Pin Line. My name is Jesse. Welcome to another episode. On this channel I explore the rich history of Magic the Gathering art, one card, one piece at a time. Last time we looked at Flame Wave by Donato Giancola. You can check out this video here and on my channel. Today we're going romantic, whimsical with one of the greatest Magic the Gathering artists ever, Rebecca Guay. So let's talk about the card of today. It's Quirion Trailblazer, a card from Invasion, released in 2000, so quite a while ago. It's a 4-mana, 1/2 elf that on enters lets you fetch a basic land tapped. Quite a costly effect these days, and quite a costly card these days. And since this has come out, there's been a lot better to do these types of things. I think this probably only sees plays in some kind of jank decks or in decks where people really love the art. Let's dive into what this card is. So what is the medium? It's probably a watercolor painting. That's how Rebecca started out in the early days. After doing some research, I think that should be the case. Depicted on the card is the picture of an elf looking out into the world. We're wondering, what is she looking for? Is she holding up her hand to protect against the wind? Or what is she doing? Is she sort of looking outward? It's a very strong female character, almost like a heroine, it feels like. Very cool. A trailblazer is someone who is scouting ahead, making a new track, finding new lands. I think that probably fits the flavor very well as well. One of the cool things about Rebecca Guay and her style, and I think this type of magic art, is that in the early days, art director, I think Mayforce, chose to say, hey, we're going to hire female artists, but we're also going to make sure that females are depicted in a normal way and not in a sort of the 80s heavy metal, scantily clad armor type of way. And I think that's very smart, and made sure that this game has had such a long life, but also such a wide appeal, both in male, female, and other communities as well. So I think that is very cool, and I just wanted to highlight that because I think Rebecca Guay is one of those artists that really highlights female power and in magic art very well. Again, the flavor, I think, really matches with what the card is doing, right? It comes into play, you're searching for a new land. Well, that is exactly what I think she is doing here. That really matches. On the other hand, it's just an elf, right? The card is an elf, it's a creature, elf. It does what it says on the tin, basically. So that really matches, I would say. Flavor text, all that matters is the path ahead. Well, that is also very fitting. She is looking forward into the world, as it seems. Looking at the composition, the perspective, the lighting, how it's built up. The character is obviously front and center. And around her is sort of a lopsided, wobbly view, a very magical view in a way. This tree doesn't really make sense, and all the other things in the background also don't make a lot of sense, but still it's a warped perspective almost. Very nice rendering of the sky, right? Lots of texture in the picture itself. So I think you see that very well here and here, and I think this was painted on some kind of board maybe, or she added these dots and these specks of dirt and lines later. That could also be the case. But I think really, that's really a great vibe. It really makes it feel naturalistic in a way, and feel raw and wood-like. So I think that is very cool. I think she probably added it later because it's typically only visible around the character and not on her face, for instance, not in the hair, but it's here, and you see it here, but you don't see it here in her face. So The contrast in the colors is very nice. So the orange, the white, and the blue really, yeah, complement each other. So you have this night sky with the green and the blue, and sort of the specks here that signify the stars. But then the orange and the front and the female elf really stand out. Very nice. There's a lot of flowing lines of the hair and the dress, and this is quintessential Rebecca Guay in the design of the dress, right? On these sort of elements here, you see that coming back often in her work. Also the way, you know, the hair is depicted here, how the face is drawn. So yeah, that's very on style, obviously, for her. Harkens back to, you know, sort of Art Nouveau, pre-Raphaelite era. It's a very bright coloring, you know, stylized way of showcasing what you want to tell. And what I found very striking, looking at this further, is sort of that, you know, the elf is also warping her surroundings a bit by, she created that effect by, you know, creating these sort of brush strokes here around the head, and how how the tree is sort of, you know, warped around her. And I think that is very cool. It makes it feel very impressionistic. It's the impression of her viewpoint of the world, of the elf that we're seeing, her looking out into the world and sort of radiating out this power almost, or bringing things closer or farther. So it's almost like her viewpoint of what she is seeing and her perspective. So I think that is really interesting once you take a closer look at it. You know, at face value, you just see the elf. Oh, it's a super cool elf. It looks great. But then once you dive deeper into how the picture is constructed, all these nice little details stand out. I think that's very strong. Not a lot of depth to it. You see some depth, or you feel some depth, because here you feel like these trees or these elements are maybe farther in the back. But and then, you know, she's maybe high up on the tree, you can imagine. But it's very impressionistic. It's more of a graphical representation almost, and you need to sort of fill in the blanks yourself. And I think that is quite cool as well. And really fits the style again. And I also like that you can feel that there's more to this scene outside of the picture, right? It's not a complete scene from A to Z. It's, you know, you could see that, you know, this is probably flowing further, and her dress is flowing further outside of the picture, and the tree as well, obviously. So I think that is quite cool as well. So looking at the readability, obviously it's very, very good. If we zoom out a bit, you know, the picture still holds up. You still see a character. It is because of that typical character piece, but also I think the contrast in the coloring, right? This character really stands out from the background, and that's very smartly done. That is great as well. So closing thoughts. This is just a beautiful card. I could have chosen any of her cards. I think they're all pretty good and beautiful to look at. But I have this one in my collection, and I thought it was really a standout piece. It's very romantic vibe. It's whimsical. It feels friendly, but also once you dive a bit deeper into it, you see this cool, strong female character. It feels very magic-like, right? Obviously, because it's an elf, but also how the picture is constructed, and how, again, she radiates out this vibe, this energy. I think really cool. Just overall a very great piece. So what do you think? Is there anything I've missed on this card? Please let me know. If you have any suggestion for a card you want me to look at, leave your feedback in the comments below. Very much appreciated. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this view at Quirion Trailblazer by Rebecca Guay. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you next time, and have an amazing day. Cheers.